From the studios inside the Lawrenceville School's historic Pop Hall, I'm Maggie Blunden, and this is L10 News. After weeks of preparation and practices since preseason, student actors in the fall musical Amélie are showcased in this behind-the-scenes special.
My name is Matt Campbell. I am the director of theater here at the Lawrenceville School, and I am the stage director of this year's fall musical production of Amélie, the musical. The story seemed to be at the heart of a young, inquisitive mind who wants to better the world around her.
My name's Claire. I'm playing Amélie in Amélie.
I'm Samir. I will be playing Nino in the upcoming Amélie production.
I'm Sophia Carlisi, and I'm back as assistant director.
I'm Allie, and I am the production stage manager of the fall musical this year.
I felt it was time to have something very new.
I think it only came out like about 10 years ago or so.
And so we haven't done something on our stage that has such a small window between when it came to Broadway until now.
It's not necessarily a traditional musical.
It has a bit of a pop vibe.
I think especially with this one, it's like kind of wherever we want to take the characters and learning to step out of the box and like try and bring things in a new direction if we can. The thing I struggle with being an actor is just like learning to ignore my mind and listen to like what my character would do in a certain moment.
I know what it's like to do a musical on top of being a student and hitting your books and studies.
It is a big time commitment and it's a lot of work.
I don't know. You just keep going. You know that telling a story is hard. Anything is hard. But if you keep going, if you keep just pushing yourself and driving yourself.
It brings out the best in us, I think.
I feel like every show has its own little identity and like little quirks that make that specific cast like interesting.
I think it'll be kind of fun for our audiences to hear just a touch of French accents from the students, but also the cast sounds really good. As much as I might dream about what the show is, in the end, it's really in the students' hands to create something magical. It's great. Its greatness comes out in the students on stage and backstage. So,
I have to say that if I was choosing between directing and acting, I would choose to act.
I think the big word is storytelling. It's so fun to watch a story, but it's even more fun to be a part of that. So it's a great community. And MC is always so kind and loving as director, and I think that there's really no pressure here. Like it's a lot of fun. It can be frustrating at times, but when you see your work on the stage and you see how people are affected, it's the best feeling.
I'm good, guys. I'm ready to go. Let's do this.
Back to you, Maggie!
Thanks, everyone. We cannot wait until opening night. Generative artificial intelligence, including GPT, is revolutionizing our world with impacts that will shape all of our lives. In the field of education, it presents many promises, along with certain challenges. We spoke to history teacher Miss Parnell, who was recently interviewed as a subject expert by the New York Times, to learn more.
Hi, I'm Celine, and today I'm here with Miss Parnell. We are so excited to hear about your thoughts on AI. How do you think Lawrenceville can be leveraging AI in teaching?
I think that there are some great opportunities to provide sort of individualized learning programs for students. AI can act as a tutor in a lot of ways, and so it helps leverage the playing field between those kids that have tutors and those kids that might not have a tutor, and AI can be that tutor and fill that gap. I think there's some also opportunities for us to use it in terms of predictive analytics. AI can manage large amounts of data at any given time and then allow us to really look at how to streamline some of our processes around campus. And so I think there's opportunities both inside the classroom and outside the classroom for leveraging AI. And that would help Lawrenceville be a leader, and that's one of my goals.
What do you think the dangers of AI in an educational environment are?
I think there's a lot of dangers, but I think there's also a lot of opportunities. And so I think the challenge is to look at those and balance what we're doing so that we're protecting those aspects of student learning that we want to protect, and that we're also allowing our students to explore and develop, potential opportunities within AI. I think the first major danger is obviously academic integrity. We're concerned that students are going to use it in place of learning, and the goal is to have AI augment learning but not replace the learning. One of the second dangers is going to be if you think about how these large language models are trained and the data on which they're trained, a lot of it is going to have embedded silences and certain biases, and therefore some of the information that is an output of AI is going to reflect those biases. And so we have to be very careful that what we are getting back as a product of generative AI is not, it reflects all the different viewpoints that we want it to reflect, and that it doesn't have inappropriate bias in it. I think one of the third areas that we have to be aware of is AI has a has the, I don't know if it's propensity to hallucinate, but it definitely has the possibility of hallucinating.
Yes.
And by hallucinating, what we mean is that it generates completely false information. So as a student, you can easily see how that might be problematic. And so the goal is that you have enough training and you have enough contextualization, enough guidance from your teachers that you can start to distinguish between the false information that it's creating and then real information that you're getting from it. So I think as long as you're managing those are going to be the critical elements of keeping the danger out of it. We want to make sure our students are discerning consumers of generative AI.
How do you think AI is going to change education in the future?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, really, because I think that we are all just starting to learn what this is and how it can work and what the possibilities are. I read something recently in one of the AI newsletters that said the AI that we're using today is the worst AI will ever be. It's only getting better from here. So what we're seeing now is definitely not as good it can be. If we're looking at it sort of on a curve or a continuum, it's going to continue to grow exponentially. There's a tremendous amount of capital being poured into development. There's a tremendous number of plugins. Just keeping track of what AI can do every day is, there's no way you can manage it. It's just a tremendous influx of information. And so I think for education, what we have to start to look at is really looking at specific tools that will help our students succeed here on campus. One of my key goals for AI is that it's developed differently at Lawrenceville than a lot of other things. A lot of things at Lawrenceville are developed top-down. Like the administration says we should do this, or the deans say we should do something a certain way. I think AI allows us to think about learning in a completely different way. And it allows us to really include students as driving forces in that learning. And so I feel like there's some great opportunities for students here on campus to get really involved in driving this. And I think that empowering of our students, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
The more that we can do where students get involved and take leadership roles, the more this becomes a purposeful and relevant education.
You were quoted in an article in the New York Times, so what are your thoughts on that in general?
I was really flattered to be quoted in the Times. I was one of hundreds of teachers and students that responded to a call for your thoughts on AI in education, and specifically GPT, but it actually went a little bit broader than that. We talked for about half an hour, and she asked specifically about projects that we've done here at Lawrenceville and how we've implemented AI in our classrooms. So I did talk about that. And then she also wanted to know sort of what I thought about AI and how it might change education. And so it ended with a quote that I really love, is that if AI can easily answer the questions, then perhaps we're not asking the right questions.
Thank you so much, Ms. Parnell, for sitting down with us and sharing your thoughts on AI. I definitely learned a lot about the capabilities and the limitations of AI, and I hope Lawrenceville does as well.
Thank you, Ms. Parnell, for sharing your insights with us. Now, from the turf field, we bring you the return of a favorite Lawrenceville tradition, Friday Night Lights.
How's it going, guys? My name's Roscoe Hewer, and we're here today at the boys and girls varsity soccer Friday Night Lights matchup. Let's go, be red!
Here with Amelie Yergi and Maddie Brogan. Amelia, how is playing under the lights different from a regular game? It's definitely an amazing experience. The whole school comes out to support you, and the feeling is crazy. And Maddie, how are you supporting your team from the sidelines as you are injured? I'm gonna cheer really loud, hype up the crowd. Let's go!
Yeah! Who are some notable players to watch in tonight's matchup?
You know, I'm really looking, I'm watching this game, number 12, Garvey Beals, really seeing the field well. You know, he's doing all the right things, you know, and also Mr. Whalen, Coach Whalen, I guess. I think he's the Belichick of the Maple.
I love it, I love it.
What are you guys excited for about the night?
The game.
Us winning. The dub, you know what I'm saying? Us winning, yeah.
So we're here today with
Kate Morey.
and
Ava John.
how do you guys feel about the first edition of Friday Night Lights of your senior year?
I think we're here to support Lawrenceville. The crowd's booming. We've got everybody here.
We're together, we're here, we're loud, and we're proud.
We have another interview with our good friend Nikhil. How are you supporting the team with your newfound injury?
Man, let me tell you, they don't even need me here. It's electric. The atmosphere is electric.
We got the Wisconsin Badger himself.
Oh yeah!
We got Big Enoch himself. Yeah! We got Javon. Yeah! We got Hoagie. Yeah! We got Sam. Yeah! We got Zach. Yeah! We got Noble. Yeah! Show me what your mama gave you. We're here at halftime with our Capitan, Race Wellborn. How you feeling? Are you feeling confident?
I'm feeling like we're about to win.
I love that. I love that. Good luck, brother. We got some avid Lawrenceville fans. What's the inspiration behind the sign?
But he's got to cook, man. You just got to let him cook, you know?
Just let him cook. We're back with our final interview of the night. We have El Presidente, Bryce Langdon. How are you feeling about the Friday Night Light energy?
Dude, it's great. You know, a ton of people are here. We've got the food trucks out. Best turnout I've seen in a while at a Lawrenceville sports event. So hopefully it sets the tone for the rest of the year, and we have people like this at every game.
One might say, let's roll.
Thank you, Jackie and Roscoe. September 15th marked the start of Hispanic Heritage Month, a time when Lawrenceville celebrates the history and culture of Hispanic Americans. Latinos Unidos brings us events from dialogue to speakers and lunch to movie nights. Check your inbox for more information. A new show at the Hutchins Gallery, A Brush with Reality, The Mundane and Disturbing But with Hope, by Xingyang An, is on display through October 7th. The exhibit features more than 50 thoughtful and compelling works that explore society's relationship with media. That's it for this week's episode. As always, if you have a story to share, let us know or stop by our office in the basement of Pop Hall. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to never miss an episode. From all of us here at L10, we wish you a great long weekend.